Hello guys, welcome back to another video, and today we are reviewing a chess match I did. So let's start off. He as white moved his pawn, his knight's pawn to, which is a weird thing to me, is b2. Now, this is a bit odd, and I haven't seen this before from anyone ever doing this. But let's stop. I went to e4 as usual. He used his bishop and he moves it from that square to hit there. So you see, this does that and it attacks my pawn. Next move I made was protecting it. Now this on the Stockfish thing, it says it's an inaccuracy. What I don't understand about this is that it protects the pawn and it actually attacks the other pawn. But maybe because this pawn could go here, and maybe that's why. But let's go back and then the next move is he moved his g2 pawn. Maybe to just move his bishop out or what, but eventually I could just get my bishop out, my light square bishop, and attack his rook, and his rook would have nowhere to go. So I think that's not the best move, but the next move I played was I moved my queen, pinning this pawn. So as you can see, this can't move, and yeah. I thought I wouldn't say it was too good of a move, because then he could just make a move like that, attacking my queen, and I would have to retreat to another square. But, well, yeah. So the next move that was made is that he moved his knight. He may be attacking my pawn, right? And there's two attackers on that pawn, but I wouldn't see the relevance of that move, because I could just move my bishop here, and that's weird, because he then proceeds to retreat his knight from that square, which was particularly very weird. And I moved my bishop out, right? Attacking this square. And if I went back to here, enforcing the pin. So now, if I was him here, I would probably make a move like about this time. I would maybe make a few developing moves, like I would move this knight here. I wouldn't take, because, you know, the pawn's defending and then the queen's defending, so has two defenders on the square, but yeah. The next move that he made, if we go forward, he takes the bishop. He takes. Now this is a good move because I just blundered a bishop randomly, and I didn't see that. Next move, I move out my knight. He moves his pawn, and the eval skyrockets, because this is not only checkmate in one move, in a few moves, but it gives me a complete advantage. Because look at that, the whole wall of pawn and queen is just blocking that from the king from even moving. The only move that it really has is that, and it isn't even a good move, because I can just move here and that would be checkmate. So what happened is that I moved my queen back, and here the evaluation bar just skyrockets. He's above me, because I could have done that and that would have been checkmate, or I could have went here and it would have been checkmate, but I decided to make it a bit funner, because, you know, I like my matches long and not short. So he moves his knight, I move my queen. Now, that is the end of it. He can't move his king here. Pawn blocking. If I was him, I would at least would have moved his pawn. Like, if we go back a move, I would, instead of making that knight move, I would have moved my pawn. And if I would have done this now, the king would have had an escape route. And the game would have went on to be a normal game. But folks, this is where it ends, and this is the common mistakes. I made a few common mistakes in this game, but that's why you don't you open up. You don't make random moves like this. I know it's not a random move and it's an opening, it's a opening, but usually it just traps your king in. Don't make a move you just do a normal match and this happens. You do that and then you just accept it. Take the pawn, he retreats, which is kind of weird because his pawn was protecting that. His pawn was protecting there. But, okay. He moved his pawn over there, and here, checkmate. Sorry, no. Here would have been checkmate. Say he makes his next move, he moves his knight. Checkmate. You could have made this even funner, and you could have found another checkmate in the wild thing of... There could have been millions of checkmates if you would have done this. But since it's checkmate and one right here, that's how I won the game. What he could have done, and this is a big could have, is on this move, he could have just opened up the square. This would have allowed the king to go here in retreat. Either way, I would retreat this way. I know the rook's this way and you don't want to go into that dark path, but as you can see, yeah.